Wow, that's a long timer. I guess it's because of the light. And, well, I'm an old school guy. This is an old Nikon 35 millimeter camera that really does the trick. I mean, it really blows some of the uh, high-tech megapixels and what have you off of these modern-day telephones, blows it out of the water. Old school's good school. All right, let's put this to the side. With that being said, welcome aboard and welcome to the studio of Steel Rails Gallery. Yours truly, Robert West here, reminiscing many things. This is early in the morning, and well, I thought I'd say a few words of reflection, and perhaps interject a few words of wisdom in the process, because as in the last post, we expounded upon wisdom. Wisdom comes with age, and so have a birthday coming up, so obviously I'll be a year older, but more significantly, a year wiser and a year better as an artist, because there is such a thing as artistic maturity, and that's being reflected in these paintings more and more, because I believe that I'm becoming more attentive to detail, and thus paintings are taking a little bit longer, because in reality, this painting behind me, Highballing the Bee Line, should have been finished some time ago. However, apologetically, of course, I keep seeing things and little things that really get up under my skin. And as many of you are aware, I've since moved a smaller bed into my studio, so that instead of going into the next room or the bedroom and what have you, well, now I can just plop over and go to sleep, because I do spend a lot of time at nighttime in the Steel Rails Gallery studio. Of course, this is our time travel teleportation device, because indeed we do go back in time on the canvases, and every now and then, as I jump literally and not figuratively, don't take that too serious, but as I jump into a canvas, a blank canvas, and do what has to be done and visit the area and watch the train, then I turn around and jump back out, and I metaphorically bring the painting out with me. And when one turns around and looks, well, what they see is a completed painting. In this case, complete with two trains passing one another. The ground is shaking. Tell you something funny. I was talking with a neighbor of mine the other day, and I was explaining, without having the painting around us, I was explaining what is taking place in this painting that I'm doing, because they were asking, well, what is taking you so long? I said, well, number one, you have a streamliner that is whoosh, sound effects and everything, passing by, running about 80 miles an hour, excuse me, getting choked up with emotion here, and accelerating. And at the same time, the reverberation, you hear this drumming that gets louder and louder and louder, and it's a brace of Fairbanks Morse locomotives with their distinctive sound passing by. So you get the whoosh with the and the ground is shaking, and the wind of the passing streamliner is making S-curves in the grass, and the ground is reverberating and causing the puddles of water and the reflection in the water to shift and move back and forth. And then you get the exhaust in the distance from the E7s up front, jazzed to getting it. And then you get the exhaust emanating from the, well, see, I'm doing it again. And, they looked at me and says, you're really insane. And okay, so that means I finally made it as an artist. I've graduated. Because I never really wanted to be an artist, and that's the honest truth. Coming up through high school and even college, I saw artists as these weird people that use big words to describe what they do, and I was like, no, not the kid. Don't want any of that. Well, guess what, boys and girls? I'm a weird person, and I sometimes use large words to describe what I do, without hesitancy or without very quite unapologetically as well. I mean, to whom much is given, much is required. And so we all have gifts, as I've said earlier, and our gifts are used to glorify our Creator first and bring joy, breathe, exhale, joy into others' lives. And in the whole process, having a whole bunch of fun. So, with that being said, yeah, I don't want to give a mindless run-by advertisement here. Passion. my grandfather's train, the champion, leaving Rocky Mountain on an early morning, you know. Hope to have this book published by the end of the year, depending, because I'm just backlogged on commissions and I owe people things. And thanks, John, for your patience, man. Love you. Well, just wanted to give a few thoughts that were on my mind. It's great to get